You need to make a change in your life right now. The clock has been ticking, and as you can see, it's still ticking. As the famous quote says, time waits for no one, whether you choose to make the most of it or waste it. And because the truth is, time doesn't care about you. Whether you're at your highest peak of life or you've hit true rock bottom, it still ticks and it still passes us by. If you're watching this video, you most likely have felt this truth yourself. Maybe you're putting something off right now that you know for a fact that you should be doing. You want to make that change and lock in, but something is just holding you back. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's doubt, or maybe you're just waiting for something to happen first. But whatever it is, I can assure you that nothing will fulfill you until you actually do it. This is a hard lesson that I had to learn through several experiences of my own. In fact, this college spring semester is probably the hardest that I have felt the truth of it. Because see, at the beginning of this year, I wrote down a whole bunch of habits that I wanted to build for 2025. And with those habits, I wrote down 20 goals that I wanted to reach by the end of the year. Now, was I a bit too ambitious? I can't lie, I kinda was. But I knew that in my heart, at least most of what I had written down was actually doable with discipline. The big habits I wanted to build the most were built around going to bed on time, reading my Bible every day, studying my classes, exercising and dieting, practicing my piano, and consistently working on my content. Now, I started strong for about a couple of weeks, and then eventually I stopped being inconsistent. And in that inconsistency, I was so disappointed in myself. For months, I would only take small little actions here and there or just work on like a few of the habits and goals. And then I would spam motivational videos or music until I actually felt like doing something. And overall, I was just letting all of this time pass by without actually taking action. And because of it, I got behind on my schoolwork, I had a distant relationship with God, had a terrible sleep schedule, and I barely worked on my content each week. So truly, I speak from current experience of the regret of wasting time. The feeling of not living up to your potential is truly frustrating. It's even more so when you know that deep down in your heart, it's your fault that you're not doing so. And that's because the cost of procrastination is the life that you could have lived. If I had taken action when I started becoming inconsistent earlier this year instead of procrastinating, I would have been so much closer to hitting my goals. I would feel closer to God, be doing better in my classes, getting better rest, having better content results, and just so much more. And when you just think about all of it, it just really begs the question, why do we procrastinate and neglect to do the work we know we need to do? Ultimately, we have the power right now to choose how our future is going to turn out. We know what actions will help us and what will harm us. And when I think about this, it all boils down to the concept of gratification. It is so much more comfortable to push off work and engage in instant gratification like scrolling, video games, binging, and etc. But at the end of the day, it doesn't progress us in life. But when we put in the work and strive toward our goals, sure, it kind of feels uncomfortable for sure, but it is so much more rewarding. And honestly, our results stem from how we spend our time. Like, just think about it. Take Batman here, for example. In both the games and the comics, he is a criminal's worst nightmare. He knows how to fight, he strategically outmaneuvers his enemies, and he protects civilians all in the process. Now, of course, these Arkham games don't really show it, but in the comics and the movies, usually you can see Batman often spending his time training, studying, and strategizing off the scenes. And because he spends so much of his time doing so, he's always prepared to handle bad guys and save lives. And now, I'm not telling you to go dive off a rooftop and go glide with your cape, of course. Please don't fall to your death. But I am saying that what you choose to do now will produce your results in the future. If you choose to chase hard work, you'll get closer to achieving what you want and improve because of it. Even if you fail X number of times, you're only one success away from winning. But if you continue to choose to waste your time, all that you will do is lose time in your life and achieve regret. Don't dwell on the past and what you didn't do before. Focus on what you can do now. If you haven't already, write down a list of habits and the goals that you want to achieve with those habits. Now on it, I want you to pick out 3 required habits that you aren't allowed to miss each day. Now take that list and put it somewhere you'll keep looking so it stays fresh on your mind. It can be the notes on your phone, a journal, your wallpaper, or even down in the comments down below. But just make sure that you keep it in mind and that you're working on it daily. For me, my required habits will be praying and reading the Bible every single day, waking up at 6:30 on weekdays, and studying for at least 3 hours 5 times a week. Now go out and take action, and let this be the last video you watch. Remember, time doesn't care about what you do. It's gonna tick regardless. What you do now and up to this point is all on you. I wish you the best on your journey. Let's get better together. Peace and God bless, guys.